I'm using a long tail cast on for this sweater. And this is actually the sleeve. I thought it would be easier to show this for a sleeve because there were fewer stitches to cast on. And I've got 35 stitches here, and for this size I need 40. So 1, 36, 37. And if you've not used a long tail cast on, there is a video in the Pattern Basics that shows this, and also in my blog, arendaholiday.com, I have them. And I've lost track of how many stitches I've had in the meantime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, one more. Now, when you use a long tail cast on, it produces the first row of stitches. And I'm going to grab my gauge swatch here, and you can see that one side of the cast on is smooth. It's these long lines at the bottom of the stitch, and you can see that that's what I've got there. The other side of the cast on is bumpy, looks like a purl row. Now, when you work your first row of stitches, you have a choice. And what that means is you have to determine whether you want the smooth side or the bumpy side to be the right side. Now, since this is row 1 of my stitches, if I want it to be the smooth side, then that means when I turn my work to work the first row that I should purl it, because it is row 2, a wrong side row. If I want, on the other hand, the bumpy edge to be the right side, and I'll just go ahead and knit a few stitches, I consider this to be row 1. Now, it doesn't really matter which you pick, whether you pick the bumpy side to be at the edge or the smooth side. The thing is that you're consistent. So if I want the bumpy side, I consider the first row that I knit to be after the cast on. And when I knit it, this will be the right side. If I consider this to be my first row, and I work this as my first wrong side row, then the smooth side will be the cast on. Doesn't matter which you pick. It's whichever you like best. But be consistent, for example, on sleeves or from the front and the back of the sweater. That just is a thing that can make a sweater look homemade rather than handmade. If you're not sure about this, cast on like 5 or 6 stitches and try both ways, look at them, and compare. And again, this is something that I have discussed in my blog for my students, on which is arendaholiday.com.